going on, guys? Finally getting back to the Blazer today. Been working on this 72 Chevy pickup for a customer. We got a couple parts left to show up today. Some U-bolts. Gonna put in a new radiator hose, upper and lower, some new heater hoses, just miscellaneous stuff. Other than that, it's about buttoned up, ready to go. So I think we're gonna jump on the floors here, the Blazer. Maybe gotta build a hump here for the transmission tunnel and this new drive shaft we just put in from the Southwest Speed. So we'll start trucking away and see what we can get done today. I think the first thing we're gonna start on today is this passenger side. I had to cut out a little piece here for this, get this new kick panel in. So I'm gonna lay this new floor pan in here and see what we can get cut out. I obviously need to cut a little bit of this out for our new transmission tunnel. It's hitting the lines already. So I'm gonna lay this new floor pan in and trace a line, figure out what we can get cut out of here before we can start mocking the new one up. With these being truck floor pans, putting them in a Blazer, and I already put new inners and outer rockers in, there's a couple things you got to trim out of here. Like on this truck floor pan, it's got a lip here that raises up for the hump that'd be in a truck. I need to cut that off so it'll line up the rear section of the floor of a Blazer because it's all flat all the way across. But I'm gonna go ahead and mark up here where our floor pan should go, and then I'll pull it back out and get cut. Now, before we start cutting the floor pan in the truck, I'm just gonna cut this floor pan down, take off the parts that we know that we can't use. Now I'm just using a pick. I'm just gonna kind of use it as a scratch awl on the straight edge. Mark right in this corner down this groove, and we'll just cut this little flat section off here because the new inner rocker already has this little piece of it. All right, now we got it trimmed up. Let's go ahead and stick it in there and see how she looks. I did have trim a little bit more than I originally did on the dash. Get this to fit in here. Get this part to drop in where the weather stripping clips in here. Oh, I'm gonna get some of this marked up, drill some holes for Clecos, get it connected good, and then I can really start marking out where I need to cut the existing floor out. know these Automail Direct floor pans do fit very, very well compared to everything else on the market. They're not gonna be perfect. These trucks weren't perfect when they were built from the factory. So you just have to take your time, use a hammer, kind of massage it into place and just make it work for you. All these floors are a little bit different in these trucks. We got the pasture floorboard all clecoed in. Got our line marked up in there where we need to cut it. I'm gonna have to massage this a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rear section in as well before we pull anything out and start cutting it. And I'll probably put the driver's side in as well, front and rear. And then I can get the new transmission tunnel mocked up here. We're gonna use that Automail Direct high hump cover and see if it will fit over this 4L80. And then we'll have to build something custom for this drive shaft back here. And we'll have to build a new hump there and something right there as well. So when this thing airs out, that drive shaft goes way up. I do know from halfway mocking up the driver's side, I have to cut a very large notch in here for the 4-link. The front bracket of the 4-link sticks to the floor, so I'll have to cut that section out. And then I need to cut this kind of drip rail deal out here for the weather stripping. The new inner rocker already has that piece, so we'll have to use this to slip down over it. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim some stuff up, see if I can get it drop in a little bit better. I've already cut a notch out of the driver's side, and I don't remember how big it is, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure this, and then I'm gonna mirror it onto the passenger side floor pan. Passenger side's all buttoned up and fitted in. It's just clecoed in for now. I'm gonna start the driver's side over there. Then we start the tunnel. I'm gonna get everything fitted and clecoed real tight and nice before we weld anything, just in case we have to pull it out. I mean, you can see there's a gap right here. I'll have to massage this, but I'm gonna end up putting a tunnel in before I massage or cut anything. So let's start on the driver's side and see if we can get this thing knocked out today. These clecos are nice. Obviously you can just use self-tapping screws. I wanted to act like I knew what I was doing. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I bought them. They're expensive. They're almost $1 a piece just for the 1/8 inch ones, but you can definitely just use self-tapping screws. There's nothing wrong with that. cut the existing floor, I gave myself about a 1/2 inch lip underneath of this new floor pan so we can Cleco this new floor pan to the body so that it has something to tie to before we start welding. I just set this down, mocked it up, and then crawled underneath and scribed a line on where I need to cut this so I can butt weld the front and the rear pieces together without them overlapping. Passenger side, this little turn down piece that turns into this weather stripping, I just gotta hammer and dolly it and try to get it more of a 90 and turn down farther. All right, I got the driver's side mocked in and Clecoed down. Time to set our tunnel over the top and mark out where it's gonna go, and we're gonna have to trim a lot of these little edges off and stuff. Then we'll have to figure out how we're gonna make a tunnel back in here. That Cleco was in the way, so I went ahead and just flipped it upside down. And actually, that high hump's gonna work perfect. It needs a little bit of massaging right here in this crease. Right here in this crease is gonna need a little bit of massaging. It's hitting the trans, but everything else is clearing really good. We got quite a bit of room underneath here. Let's see how that works. Well, after a lot of massaging up here to get around this bell housing, got it halfway mocked up. It's only got a couple Clecos in, and I'm gonna keep trying to get it fit in better, but we got plenty of room up underneath there. Get it a little more sturdy before we start tacking anything in.